Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Up Supercast Game Club. My name is Brandon. I am your host, and joining me today, I have Ills,
We come in peace.
and I got Noah.
Let's be special together. Spicy games are always fun.
This time we played Star Control 2 for the MS-DOS. And I played it on Steam, and I don't know about you guys. Did you guys also play it on Steam?
Yep.
I played it through an internet browser.
Okay.
It was a site that had like a DOS emulator on the site.
It was
to
the
play
MS-DOS
online.
version? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting to know, and I'm going to talk about it. There are two different versions of this game, in a way. So Star Control 2, or Star Control 2, the Ur-Quan Masters, obviously a sequel to Star Control, was developed by Toys for Bob and published by Accolade. It came out in November of 1992 for the MS-DOS and was later on released in 1994 for the 3DO. You might know not a lot about the 3DO. It wasn't a super popular system, but it was like a CD based system that came out in the 90s that kind of came and went. But this game was ported to it. And there's a couple different ways to play this game now. You could play it on Steam, like some of us were apparently on browser. There's also a freeware version of this game that is more like the 3DO version. And there's like an HD remake kind of being made by fans. So it's not an official...
Well, it was already made.
It was already made? Okay, so
I tried out that version.
Oh, did you?
Better.
Okay. It's better? Yeah, I mean,
it has
I
voice
looked up what
acting
the
in it.
3DO version looked like, and even that is better than the version I played.
Yeah.
But before we talk about the gameplay, I want to talk about just the fact that this game was a Patreon pick, picked by Mitch, and he won the raffle for this round here for the Patreon pick. So that's why we ended up playing it. And developed by Toys for Bob. Toys for Bob, you might know nowadays because they're still around, and same two guys that started the company, Fred Ford and Paul Ricci. They still are around, but Toys for Bob now you will know from Skylanders is the big one. And they've recently worked on the Spyro Reignited trilogy. So yeah, I mean they did a good job. Obviously, Skylanders was huge, but this game is kind of like, it's weird because this game is I guess technically it's like a cult classic because this is the first time I really even heard about this game.
Same.
But looking it up, so many people who have played it back in the 90s say it's their favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely see that. It is a well-structured game.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. I mean, the thing with it is just, it brought so much, just people, absolutely love this game on the internet. Like, the people who have played it, or the people who grew up with it, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's interesting to me to play this game now, in 2020, to have my first reactions to it, and to also just see, how people, are obsessed with this game even now, still to this day.
I mean, you can still tell, all the good features that are in this game, they still resonate.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there are things in this game that, you kind of wish were, streamed down or maybe explained more, but overall, I mean, there's the bones of this game are still very appealing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And it's honestly impressive, because when you think about it, it came out in 1992, right?
Yeah, for a 1992 game, yeah, it's really impressive.
And all the
massive.
Yeah, and what it did, yeah. Massive is a good word, because,
yeah. They would explore all of space.
yeah. Really, I mean, yeah, it's huge. It's a big game. You play as the humans, right? Who are humans that grew up on another planet, from what I understand. They weren't born on Earth, and they ended up making a ship to go check out Earth. And when you get there, You find out that Earth is, well, one, it's red, and you're like, why the hell is Earth red? This is weird, right? But you find out that that's a giant shield around Earth, this big red force field, and you talk to there's like a kind of like a space station, a colony, hovering outside of Earth, and you go there and you talk to the commander of that space station. You find out that Earth lost a war against the Ur-Quan, another alien species, and they were given two choices as a result of losing that war. Either stay on Earth forever, you cannot leave Earth and explore the galaxy. You are basically our slaves at this point. We won't hurt you though. You just have to live here. You're not allowed to leave, and we're gonna check on you guys, make sure that you don't break that. And if you do, we're gonna kill you. And the other is, well, if you don't want to be stuck on Earth forever, you can still roam the galaxy, but you have to do so basically being our
being their military, their army.
Yeah, you have to fight for them.
Yeah, you have to fight for them, conquer planets, kill other races, etc. Well, Earth chose, well, we're not gonna be that. We're not gonna go around killing people for you. So sure, lock us down. We accept our fate here on Earth.
And it's an interesting decision. I mean, you can understand like why some races like wouldn't want to do that, and why some would. Like you encounter one of the races, I think the Cyrene, who say, yeah, we're perfectly fine here. We love it. I mean, it's a really good planet. We got our own, new planet. It's all good.
Yeah, they even say like the Ur-Quan helped them find that planet. And they're like, as much as we want our freedom back, we're not going to fight against them because we, they helped us in a way. Choose this planet, and here we are. It is so. I mean, just getting into that itself is the alien races. There's like over a dozen, I think, alien races in this game, or so. And man, they are my favorite part of this game. I think this is the most absolute interesting and just overall cool thing about Star Control 2 is all the different races and how.
I love all the aliens. Like, they're so unique. Each of one of them.
They're so cool. I really love the art design on these.
Most of them have really good designs. They all have like their own theme music every time you encounter them. They all have like interesting backstories.
Yeah, they're
interesting ways to talk.
Spathi are like a perfect example of the Spathi. Yeah. They're the cowards, and yet they ended up being like the front lines for the Ur-Quan.
Yeah, because everyone left them there. So
yeah, they're very afraid.
And they even abandon you if they like go hide in their homeworld. Like you can recruit them, but then after a while they'll turn up. They'll put a shield over their homeworld. On purpose. They'll just be like, "Oh, we're cowards. We don't want to fight."
Yep. And that's one of the things about the game is that you have you're on a time limit. You have like 5 years to do everything. But what really blew my mind is that everything is there's always stuff that is going on while you're playing. Like at certain points, at certain dates, like this alien race will do this. Like you just said, they'll lock up their planet, or events will happen that'll change if you don't like talk to them during certain times. I mean,
and even if you do talk to them, like you can convince one of the races to attack another one, like two of your enemies, to destroy each other, and you'll see it on the star map. You see they're like cones of influence just completely shrink until they're nothing because they killed each other.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It really is. I really am a big fan of the ores. I really like
ores.
That.
Yeah,
the ores are really creepy.
They are really creepy, but I love the fact that you can't understand what they're saying. There's like a rough translation going on there.
Really bad translation. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really funny because they're so playful. Like they seem like harmless, but then if you like ask them the wrong question, they'll be like, "Don't ask us that question anymore. We killed those people. Don't ask."
Yeah. I'm also a big fan of the Pakunk. They look like Dr. Seuss creatures, kind of.
Oh yeah, those big birds. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked them a lot too. It's just they're really good designs. Because like you look at a lot of like alien designs in a lot of games, and they're just like different colors or like they're human. They're like human in shape and form, but with
they're all
like,
humanoids basically.
yeah, a lot of aliens are just humanoids and a lot of different sci-fi and stuff, right? But like
Yeah.
this game was like no, like there's like a fucking brain with like mouths and eyes all over it. Like those things were disgusting to look at.
Like Krang.
Yeah, they do kind of look like Krang. But they're all really unique and really cool looking, and they all, like you said, they have backstories and they all have like unique personalities, and you find more about their species, and that part of the game really was my favorite part of this game.
Yeah, same. I really love the designs.
The gameplay is basically broken down into like 3 different parts. There's what we were just talking about is one part. It's kind of like that part's kind of like a visual novel in a way. Because you talk to these aliens and you always have like dialogue choices, and depending on what you say can lead to, you could piss them off, or you can have them join you, etc.
It's like a Mass Effect game, basically.
It is, it is a lot like Mass Effect. You can see Mass
that,
Effect definitely borrowed from this game in a way.
There's a lot of inspiration here that they probably took from.
Absolutely,
Which is interesting because like with Mass Effect, I never was really a fan of it. Like it didn't really hook me up. Like I wasn't really into it. But with this game, I was actually really enjoyed it.
So there's that aspect of the gameplay, right? But then there's like 2 more. The other one is like I guess this was like the main part. Is exploring space. You use your ship to go through all these different galaxies. I mean, it's a really, really big map.
There's like thousands of galaxies, and every galaxy has multiple planets, and most planets have multiple moons. It's like insane.
Yeah, and you can literally go and explore every single one of these.
Yeah.
And it's almost to a fault how big it is if you don't know what you're doing.
I mean, you definitely don't get like much of a direction where to go. You're supposed to just wander aimlessly, basically.
Yeah, you are. That's the way it's meant to be. You're supposed to just kind of, that's how I played it for the first like 15 hours. But then near the end, I was like, okay, I need to beat this game. So I pulled up a guide to figure out what exactly I had to do. 'Cause
this isn't an ideal game for the game club. Like this is a game you're supposed to take your time with, not like a game you're supposed to rush through.
So I can see that people back in the day would have really gotten into it.
Yeah, because I mean,
for sure.
at every juncture, you could find a new enemy, a new friend, a new item that you didn't even know you were looking for. Like, there's a lot of reward to be found there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, through exploration, too. It's really neat, and I mean that's the main part of the game. And when you land on the planets, you scan the planets for life forms, for minerals. Basically, like the minerals and stuff, you go around and collect. So basically, as your money, you use that money to upgrade your ship, buy fuel, get more crew members, etc. Crew members are kind of like the health of your ship.
Yeah.
Lose all your crew members, your ship will explode. You have multiple ships as well. But you have one main ship, and you have a bunch of little small ones that you get from the other aliens will lend you, and only they can pilot their own ships.
You can also build Earth ships.
Earth ships as well, yeah. And each one of them fights differently, and I guess that's the third part of the game is the space battles. When you do get into conflict with another alien, it goes into a space battle.
The dogfighting,
Yeah, dogfighting.
I
Plays
hate it
out
so much.
Have you ever played like Asteroids, the arcade game?
Yep.
Because it's like a more fleshed out version of that. Instead of just shooting at asteroids, like it plays like Asteroids the way your ship handles. That's the way I thought of it. Like when I first started, I was like, what the hell? Like,
yeah. There's constantly like inertia pulling you in different
yeah. There's like always a planet like in the middle, kind of, that like you can like that kind of like has gravity.
Yes, there's a planet in every fucking battle thing that you can run into.
And it like has a gravity that kind of pulls you towards it. And if you hit the planet, you get hurt, which is annoying. But you can kind of use it to like zip around. But I'll say the controls are kind of rough during those parts. And if you don't if you're not equipped, you're gonna die real quick.
I mean, even if you are equipped, you can easily get swarmed. Like, some of these fucking probes at the beginning, they'll move around you way faster than you can ever do and attack you way
Yeah.
faster than you can attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost
That's
impossible
why-
to hit them sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I really love the Spathi ship design, because they're easy to maneuver and they shoot missiles out of their butt, so they can, like, spaceships can chase you and you just shoot them, they die.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
that's true, but like a lot of the times they'll just like avoid the shots because they're better.
that's
than
true.
You. They're
Yeah.
better than you.
Yeah.
They have much more control over their ships
Hell yeah.
in general, even if you have a really good ship.
Uh-huh.
It's like you're playing with one hand tied behind your back. They have a lot of advantages.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And you better make, at least this game lets you have multiple save files, and I'll tell you what, this is one of those games
Oh, yeah.
that you want to make fucking a new save file every time you save.
The saves coming is basically required.
It really is. Because you can make a wrong choice and just get absolutely demolished. Or just be roaming around space and be like, oh fuck, oh shit, no, okay, I'm dead. You know?
I mean, you could land on the wrong planet, lose your lander, have no more
Yep.
crew left. You
Yep.
could you can fly around the hyperspace, get into the wrong galaxy at the wrong time, and be swarmed by a bunch of people, and they'll just wait for you there. And if you leave the galaxy, you'll get chained locked to death.
Yep. Yeah, so you have to make multiple save states. You really do. Because if you don't, you're just going to have to start the game all over again. You'll get stuck in these situations where you get screwed. I mean, because, like you said, there's sometimes you go to explore a planet, you land on there, and you just instantly die. There's lightning and fire and everything hitting you at once. You're like, well, shouldn't have gone to this planet.
Yeah, there's some of the like it's hard to like it was very hard to distinguish which planets are like super dangerous and which ones are like good to roam so you can collect minerals and stuff.
Well, they tell you when you scan it.
Well, they do tell you, but it's like rough to understand what.
Yeah.
Until you learn your lessons.
Yeah, until
it's
you
hard
learn.
to figure out what's
But like
going
I
on.
landed on a couple of planets with just like fucking like how is this planet alive? It's just explosions and fire and lightning everywhere. Like as soon as you land, it's like
Yeah. I don't think there's.
And then
any
I went
life
to
on
like
that
a
planet,
super earthquake one where earthquakes were freaking everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, when you scan the planet, it tells you like tectonics level 8, and if it's like anything above 4, I was leaving it. I wasn't even touching
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And if you look at the temperature, you'll understand like anything higher than like 1,000, you'll get fucking fire rushed every time at you.
Yeah. And
this-
you can when you scan for the minerals have different colors, so sometimes you can say it might not even be wasted by fuel
Yeah,
to go
oh,
down
yeah.
there. You know,
Because they have
It doesn't
different
help
values
that
when
the,
you redeem them or whatever.
Yeah.
exactly.
It doesn't help that when you get hit with the lander, like it can literally just it has no invincibility frames either. You can like lose 10 crew members in like a second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not until you
Instantaneous.
get all the upgrades for the lander that you have
Yeah.
stand any chance on those planets. Like, and annoyingly enough, when you buy things from the vendor technology, like they don't tell you what you're buying. Like they'll explain what you're buying, but they won't tell you like what the options are for what comes next. You have to buy it in a specific order, and it's
Yeah.
very annoying.
Yeah. And the fact that you have to go back to Earth every fucking time,
Oh yeah.
that was really
Well-
annoying.
The thing that's most annoying is that you have to go back to Earth to get crew members. That I didn't understand. Like fuel, you could get from the alien vendors, whatever they were called.
Yeah, the star guys. I don't remember their name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something, mom or something.
But the
like-
crew members, like, I don't understand. Why can't you just have your ally races like give you crew members? Like, what? What is this? This is kind
Yeah.
of dumb.
Yeah, it was kind of a pain in the ass. Just having to I mean, because Earth was like all the way in the bottom left corner of the map.
Yeah.
It was way, way out of the way. When you're exploring space, when you go in from galaxy to galaxy, you go into like hyperspace, and everything turns red. And best way to do it is just select where you want to go and just use that autopilot. Because
Autopilot.
if you're just trying to actually fly there, you have to constantly check the map, and that's a real pain in the ass. So I'm really glad that they put that autopilot feature in there. Even if sometimes you just have to sit there for a few minutes, which is kind of monotonous and boring. But it's better than having to check the map every like 5 seconds to make sure you're not.
Yeah, generally speaking, I would just put autopilot on, but unless I was running through like Ur-Quan territory where they would swarm you, then I'd have to manually fly. But
Yeah, it was that part that was a godsend. I'm glad they put that in there.
yeah,
I meant to ask you guys because I talked about my favorite aliens in the game. What were your favorite? Because mine was the Ors. I liked the Pakunk a lot.
Yeah, I
You
would
said
say
the Ors?
the Ors. I did like the trio. I forgot the Zoc, the Pock, and the Pick.
Pick,
Yeah,
something
stuff like that.
The one in the back that never said anything.
Yeah.
And you can ask them like, does he ever speak? And they're like, no.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
They were funny too. Yeah.
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 I think I like
the
the Ors as well. I like the one with the bird beaks and the bad translations.
Yeah. I like the Udwigs, the guys who broke their Ultron, and they're like super pessimistic. Like, oh no, well, we broke it and everything's fucked up.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I like when you get the only one that looked like a human, the chick.
Well, also the Arilu kind of looked like humanoid.
Yeah, and it was the ones that just straight up looked like pterodactyls.
Yeah, that's the Pakunk, right?
No, not the Pakunk. The Pakunk was the ones that looked like the Dr. Seuss of the big birds.
Right.
But I don't remember. I don't remember what their names were. I'm really bad with the names because sometimes.
I mean, there's so many different races to keep up on, and like you don't encounter them all at once. You know, like you can read up, like people tell you about other races, and you're like, I wonder what they look like and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you encounter them, it was like, oh, okay, these are the ones that were talking about.
Mm-hmm. One
I
of
also
the
like
clicks. Oh, go ahead.
the Thradash, the guys who were like, they look like characters from what's that movie? Bruce Willis movie, Fifth Element. They look like those enemies from Fifth Element.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
They're
did.
pretty cool.
I can't remember the name of them. The guys who you go to and they're like, the weird dude was like chained up.
Yeah, that was so weird. That was the worst design. I hated that.
And then
the
he asks
Drudge,
you to like,
the Drudge.
you have to like sell him slaves, or you can. But luckily, I had the item I could give him. I don't remember what it was, like an eggshell or something.
Yeah, it's an eggshell.
Yeah. But if you don't have that, he'll ask you to give him like slaves, like 100 of your crew, in order to like, I don't even remember what he gave you, some ruby or some shit.
Yeah. Apparently they don't like chairs. I don't know. Just hanging by their armpits or.
Yeah, what the hell was that? I was like, uh-oh. It's like looks like some weird BDSM shit going on here. I was feeling uncomfortable when I approached those guys.
Yeah.
I noticed too, at the beginning of the game, there was almost like I don't remember the name of those species, but the ones that always do like the we come in peace and then they're bullshitting you every
The probes.
time.
The probes, yeah.
Yeah. There's like a soft luck because like I wasn't going to like Earth at first. I was just like trying to leave the galaxy, and like no matter what you did, you would approach them and they would kill you.
Yep. You had
Every
to go
time.
to their home planet. They were like misprogrammed or whatever. So,
Yeah, they were malfunctioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
And that's actually a cool quest because you have to like convince their creators or their employers to deactivate them because they don't believe you initially. So you have to like kind of walk them through it through dialogue options. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I really liked the dialogue trees, honestly, and like saying, all the different things that you said. The writing was really good.
Yeah.
Like you could be kind of an asshole too if you wanted to,
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of like Mass Effect.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And just like Mass Effect, you can have sex with blue aliens.
Exactly right. There's
I
actually a
decided
sex
to
scene
be-
in this game.
What?
There's actually a sex scene in this game.
There is, yeah. And I even was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to be respectful and not try to be like super flirty with this alien. And I still had sex with her anyway.
There you go.
I was like, I don't think you can. I think you don't. Like, no matter what you do, you're going to have sex with this alien.
Consent is hot, apparently.
Yeah. All I was doing was just being like, I was just picking the like neutral options to like be nice, but like not like be like weird and flirty with her. And then eventually she just, okay, well now we're gonna do it, and I was like, all right, here we are. Oh man, it was. Yeah, I was just like, this is exactly like Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about. I don't want to get into like spoilers, but the last part of the game was extremely difficult for me.
Well, I mean, that's just because all the combat is difficult, basically.
Yeah,
It's
true.
exceedingly difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how people are good at that combat, because like keyboard controls suck. Maybe if you play with a controller, or if they had a version where you could use the mouse, maybe that would help. But damn, keyboard controls
to like
fucking
control
blow.
the ships.
Yeah,
Because like turning the ships and everything, with just how the gravity works, is kind of hard.
oh yeah, like having to deal with the inertia and then trying to dodge shit constantly flying at you is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, the computer's just like absolutely just destroying you with every weapon they have.
They're fucking marksmen. The drudge guys can shoot you from across the screen because they have like sniper rifle basically capability.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pain, and they can fly as fast as you, so they can just fly backwards and shoot you. Like you can't do shit. You have to go the
You
other
can like
direction.
go from one side of the screen to the other and like pop
Yeah.
out on the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the AI took advantage of that a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was so frustrated at the end, but eventually I did it. And I mean, the last boss, I felt like it was like, although it was hard, it was like anticlimactic the way it ended.
A little bit. I mean, you just learn about this like space platform that you didn't hear about or any time before. Like it just pops up and you destroy it, and yeah, okay, everything's solved. Kind of weird.
So, yeah, kind of. And then I when I first saw your notes for this, and you're like, oh, the ending was like How I Met Your Mother, and I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Because I'm like, I don't see how anything could be like that at this point from what I've played in this game. And then it's like, yep, okay.
Yeah.
It literally was. It was just him telling a fucking story
To his kids. Yep.
to his kids, and then he's like, and that's not even telling you about this. And they're like, well, what happened here? Oh, I'll tell you next time.
Should have had fuck, what's his name? God damn it. Who's the guy who does the voice?
Bob Saget.
There you go. Should have had Bob Saget for that part.
Do the voice acting. Speaking of voice acting, this game has voice acting in the 3DO version and then in the subsequent versions.
Yeah.
Which I looked up and actually was like kind of cool.
It's
Yeah,
good.
I
It's
looked
good.
up too. Yeah, it was pretty good. I looked it up after playing for a while.
I was
Kind of
like,
a
damn, I
shame that
wish
we
I
played the version
that one.
without it.
I really wish I played that version because I like the voice acting from what I heard. Like I didn't hear all the different aliens, but like I would just like listen to a couple and I was like, these are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly good.
And
Especially for
one
the
thing
time.
I saw that I really liked, and I don't know if like they improved the space battles at all, but the fucking exploration, this should have just been the thing in the first place. Because when you land on a planet, the bottom tiny right corner of your screen is what you have for like your viewpoint of like roaming. And then on the other versions, you get the whole top part where the planet normally shows. It's just it actually shows like it just takes that entire top part of the screen, and it is so much bigger, and you can actually see what the fuck's going on.
That would
The
make a lot
screen
more
that you
sense.
have to navigate with is like tiny. It's like you could easily run into hazards and shit.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
like it's very hard to fucking try to avoid all the biological creatures, especially the ones that are moving around very fast.
Yeah, the ones that like want you dead. Because sometimes you go to a planet and they're just like non-hostile at all, and they just fucking sit there.
Yeah. But
And
some
you
of the
can
ones
kill
are
them.
like just like running. That some of them chase you. It's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, damn, I really wish I played this version of the game. I would say like that's like either the 3DO or the HD remaster or even the freeware version are like better than the version that's on Steam.
Yeah. I think the HD, the fan version is really good.
Yeah, well, I kind of want to see. I didn't really even look into that version. I just saw that it was a thing. But it seems like that would be really interesting. I meant to mention, like we talked about the music, right?
Yeah, the music's really good.
Yeah, I actually looked something up that apparently the two guys that made the game, Fred and Paul, they actually outsourced for people to do the music, and they just did like when they were making the game, they're like, oh, if you want to make the music for the game, we'll pay you like $50 to $200 like for your track. I was like, make music and just send it in, and like that's how they did it. They just had other people making the music, and like people are just like sending them in different like tracks because they wanted it to be like extremely varied.
Nice.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. It sounds like sort of like what indie games do. Some indie games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can tell like the all the aliens have their own themes, and they're very some of the music is really weird, but it fits like the aliens themselves,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta give it up to the humans with the best song in the game.
True.
Fucking banger.
I mean, the humans. Yeah, that music at the fucking space station is awesome.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a little bit, just a sidetrack, I guess, because I wanted to talk about this too. The first Star Control game is nothing like this game, like except for the just the space battles. The first Star Control game is all it is just one-on-one space battles. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no like exploration, gathering resources and upgrades, and none of that. It's just space battles. That's all it is.
Right.
And then there is a Star Control 3, which I looked at just to see what it, because people fucking hate that game.
Oh no.
And I looked at it and I can see why they hate it because it looked like dog shit in comparison. Like, I wish I could show you I could show you guys a picture later, but if you're listening, I wish I could show you a picture, but it just looks terrible. But I also don't think that the same two guys who made it were involved in this game. So
I think they were.
Oh, were they? Okay.
But I don't think they completed it, or I'm not sure. There's some drama going on with Star Control franchise.
Mm-hmm. There is, yeah. There's some legal shit going on with the franchise.
That's a shame.
Too. Because
I think it's been resolved now, but there was.
There was, yeah, because I think that the guys from Toys for Bob wanted to make a new Star Control game, but they didn't have the rights to it anymore. But there was also a Star Control game being made called, I think it was Star Control Origins.
Yeah.
And
I think they still are making a game that's supposed to be a successor to this game, but it's not called Star Control. I think it's called Ghost of the Precursors or something like that.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because they're still interested in making the game a Star Control game, right? And the fan base for this game is way more rabid than I thought. I mean, obviously, we had these people, fans themselves, just went out of their way to make an HD remake of the game. That's how much they like it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, just says a lot about this game. I mean, the weird part for me is I feel so weird about this game. Because I know it's a really good game, and I know it is. But I personally, this isn't a game that I really like a lot in terms of the type of game that I would like to play,
Yeah.
It's not a type of game that I would normally be super into. And I mean, even then, I'm not. But I also know that it was really fucking good.
That's what the game club's for, basically. I mean, not specifically for this game because it's a bit longer than we would like, but it's about,
but yeah.
See, that's interesting because I'm the opposite. I'm normally, I mentioned earlier, I'm normally not into super sci-fi space games, but I do like space exploration, and this game, I really enjoyed going through this game. It was really it was very appealing to me.
Yeah.
To play. So if I had encountered this when I was younger, when it first came out in the 90s, I would have played the shit out of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's hard to explain because it's appealing to me in terms of the setting. I love sci-fi and I love the art direction. But I don't know if it's just the gameplay that wasn't super appealing to me. The open explorationness of it, the sandboxness of it, which
I think part of the problem is that at the beginning, the gameplay loop is so harsh. As soon as you finish the intro section, you're just dumped in this huge world and just fucking go. That's all they tell you.
Yeah, you're
just go wherever you want,
basically.
And you have so little money. You're scraping by on every little bit of fuel that you can find or get. And you're dying in like every fight.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like,
yeah,
so
and it's
it takes-
stressful because you don't know if you're like using your resources well, like, especially at first, because I didn't know like exactly where I should go. Like how much fuel should I buy? You know, what upgrade should I use my money on right now? Like, what planet should I explore? What is good to collect and what's not? You know, like until I figured that out, I had no fucking idea what I was doing. But I was also stressed because because not only did I not know what I was doing, I felt like I was wasting my time and like not doing anything correctly.
Yeah, and that can be frustrating because that can be frustrating because it's it's a dangerous fucking world. Like, you can waste your time and then just die. You could just fucking go in the wrong direction.
Yeah, and to me, like, I guess, like, personally, that wasn't, like, clicking with me. Like, I liked it more later on as I got through it, but, like, but at the same time, I was like, this is really good. Like, this is really cool. You know,
I just wish the game, like, kind of, like, directed you more and kind of scaled the difficulty a little bit, because, like, damn. In the beginning, it's hell.
And you better have like a notepad open on your computer or a notepad next to you in real life, because this game desperately begs for a fucking quest log or something.
Oh yeah.
Or like being able to look up what was said, you know, like an audit log or something to like see like all the conversations.
You can if
they'll tell you like
can.
specific coordinates.
Yeah. But also the good thing about the HD fan make you can go backwards in conversations. Like, they don't just keep going.
You can do that in the DOS version too.
It wouldn't let me.
I
forgot what button you press, but it's either
they don't explain the controls well.
Or Alt. I think it was Alt.
That too. They don't tell you the controls.
Yeah.
But Mitch like posted a bunch of things like before we played because he knew we were gonna have these problems, which I mean was good. But also it's like, you know, the game itself should. It's old. I get it. It's 1992. You probably bought the game. It probably came with an instruction book at the time. I know it came with a big star map. Actually, I looked that up, and like when you bought it, it came with like a poster-sized fucking map of the entire galaxy, and like
that's fucking cool.
Which is cool. That would have been nice to have, you know. So you know, you can't really. I guess you can't really fault the game for that because, of course, back then you were expected to have the instruction book, and that would kind of tell you things that you wouldn't normally have. It's just like Zelda 2 we played last week, right? Because there was stuff in that would tell you what to do with these items because the game didn't tell you.
Yep.
So I try not to like really be too harsh on a game when it comes to that, you know, especially older games.
Well, I mean, just in terms of the controls, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, in terms of the controls, the game is still very difficult at the beginning of the game. It's very relentless.
One of my favorite things, though, is that even though the game is difficult and you can feel like you're constantly under pressure, you have to strategize what to do with your resources, you can always like resell the fuel, you could resell your crew members, you could always change your ship modules and resell them and get all the money back. You can customize as much as you want for whatever strategy you're trying to employ. And I thought that was perfect.
Customization aspect is actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, if you're like, yeah, I don't really need this, like, you can sell it, and which is nice. It doesn't feel like you don't feel like you wasted your money.
Yeah, you're never like super locked into anything.
Yeah.
Which makes sense also in the story because the star base, you know, recycles everything and basically uses the resources to make all this shit. So that makes sense.
Right. Is there any other points that you guys want to really go across in terms of gameplay or anything that we didn't talk about yet?
I did want to mention when you're doing the dogfights, the star battles or the spaceship battles, I really like that they had the picture of whatever alien you're fighting and their ship. And like you can see them controlling the ship with their hands or whatever, and you can see like I was having whenever I had like the Spathi, you can see like their tentacles like go up and like pull the levers and push the buttons and see. I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah, that's neat. I do like that.
Like I said before, with buying like stuff from the alien currency, having to get the alien's currency to buy from the alien vendor, like I thought that was a pain in the ass. Like I wish there was some way to get the alien currency better in a quicker way, in a more streamlined way, because you just have to like kill things or find rainbow planets, and that sucked ass.
Yeah, it was like he would give you stuff based on like information. Like that was
It's
like
a cool
the
idea.
currency. Yeah, which you would get from just like destroying other enemy ships or life forms on planets.
Yeah, it was just kind of a pain. I just wish there was a way to convert your resources into alien currency.
Yeah.
It would have made a lot more sense to me. And like I said before, the fact that you have to buy things in a certain order, what a pain in the ass. There's no fucking way anybody would buy like the lander shooting upgrade instead of like the earthquake shield. Like nobody would do this.
Yeah. It's true. Because the shooting isn't like the hard part, it's trying to dodge all the shit that's coming at you.
Trying to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's get into recommendations. Whether or not we recommend this game. I guess I'll start, and I'm gonna say, like, I would. Yeah, I definitely would. I mean, like I mentioned, like I personally didn't like. I like the game a lot, but it's like not a game that I would really always be super interested in playing. But it's still like. At the end of the day, this is actually a really good ass game, and like, I would definitely recommend it to people. I would not recommend the MS DOS version. I'd recommend like either the HD remake or a 3DO version. You know, it's definitely with the voice acting, and it's easily accessible online. It's free to play. You know, even on Steam, the version I played, it was like $3 or something. So you know, it's regarded to a lot of people as their favorite game of all time. So definitely something that is worth checking out. I gotta say. Ilse?
I would say yes. This is definitely a game you want to take your time with. Unless you want to use a guide. I mean, that's fun too. But yeah, I think it's a good game. I think there's a lot to see and a lot to explore. Yeah, it's cool.
All right, Noah?
Yeah, definitely play it. Yeah, definitely recommend it. It's a very well structured game, and the fact that it was made in the early '90s, and it still holds up very well is something to point out.
And if you're a fan of Mass Effect, I guess that if you want to see a lot that Mass Effect took inspiration on, and you should play this game for sure.
I'm sure there are tons of other games. There's still a lot of top-down like space exploration games out there. But yeah, this is one of the granddaddies of them.
Definitely. All right. Well, now it's time to take Star Control 2, the Ur-Quan Masters, and put it on the list.
The list.
You can follow along with the list and the Payspin link that is in the description below. On every single episode of the Game Club, we throw the game that we played on the list, which is an ever-growing list of games that we rank from best to worst. So we have to decide where it goes on the list of games that we already have. So we have... Where the fuck? Oh my god, okay, I'm lost. I'm trying to pull up the list. We have like 174 games on the list now. And we have to figure out where it goes. So usually I throw this to whoever picked the game to start us off. I think I'm going to just go with Ilse and see what your opinion is here to start off with.
Sure. I was thinking around the 110s. This is my area.
Okay.
Like
yeah. For me, this is like a really hard game to rank. Because like I really know how good of a game it is, but also like my feelings on it are weird, you know. Because I didn't grow up with it. Like somebody who grew up with this game would probably like did have that nostalgia, right? And they would probably like be obsessed with putting it like a lot higher.
We don't want that.
No. But yeah, playing in 2020, I think that's a pretty good, at least starting point. You said the 110s?
Yeah, around there. I think all these games are solid, but they have, flaws. And sure. I think this game is in that area.
Yeah. Okay. I think 111 would be a pretty good spot.
I think I'm fine with that.
Like underneath Scott Pilgrim, The World, the Game, but above Shantae.
Mm-hmm.
Both Shantae, Demon Crest, and Bloodlines.
Yeah, I mean, all those games were also very good, right? But they do all three of those games, Shantae, Demon's Crest, and Castlevania Bloodlines, kind of have some flaws in them as well.
Kind of what?
They kind of have some flaws here and there.
Yeah.
As cool. All those three of those games are really cool. Like 2D platformers.
Those games, club games.
They are.
There's a clump of club games right there.
There's a big fucking
There's 6 games in a row of club games.
Maybe 7 if we put this game in that group.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's a decent spot. I wonder if we should go a little higher, a little lower.
Where would you want it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Thinking, like putting it in like a little higher, like near Star Wars Republic Commando.
I'd be okay with that.
I don't know if I'd put above Super Mario 3D Land.
Well, that's because Super Mario 3D Land needs to go up.
It does. You're right.
This is a criminal right here.
Yeah, why is Super Mario 3D Land below Super Mario 2? That's weird.
I mean, that's a decent spot for it. Never mind.
People are being that's why.
Below Star Wars Republic Commando or above it?
Either below or above.
How about below Cave Story?
Below Cave Story. I'd be fine with that.
I'm fine with that, with the intent of moving Super Mario 3D Land up. Which sounds like Gills is in agreement, at least on that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'm okay with that, too. I mean, good game. So that would put it at, what, number 106?
106.
Below Cave Story? Okay. Right. Well, if we're all in agreement, it's going to put Star Control 2 at number 106 on the list. And right above it, or surrounding it, we got 104 is Fire Emblem Fates. And number 105 is Cave Story Plus. 106 is now Star Control 2. 107, Super Mario Brothers 2, USA version. And number 108 is Star Wars Republic Commando. That's going to do it for the list. Now it's found Star Control 2 has found its home. But before we go, if you enjoyed the Jump Up Supercast Game Club, make sure you check us out on your favorite podcast listening service of choice, including SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube, where a new episode of the Game Club will go up every other Thursday, as well as the normal Jump Up Supercast episodes will be up every single Monday. So give us a follow, a like, or a share. Feel free to let us know what you thought about Star Control 2, the Ur-Quan Masters, in the comments below. Did you play it like as a kid? Like, are you mad at us right now because we put it in the 100s on the list? And hey, let me explain. The 100s is still surrounded by good games. All right.
They're still really good games, yeah.
So don't get too mad. But maybe you thought it should be higher. If you did, let us know. Hey, support us though if you enjoy what we do on Patreon for as low as $1 a month. You get the chance to choose one of our Game Club games every round, just like this game. Which I definitely would have never ever played in my life if it wasn't for this. So thank you, Mitch, for being a patron. We appreciate it. And if you listen to this and you enjoy what we do here, maybe think about it. And if you've got a game you want us to play, you can definitely do that if you want to support us here. So you can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to stay up to date on everything Jump Up Supercast related. When the new episodes go up or whatever else we decide to post. And you can even catch us streaming time to time on twitch.tv/JumpUpSupercast. Before we go, Noah,
Yes.
New round. Starting a new round.
Yay.
So we're back to you. So, what game are we playing next time?
Honk. We're playing Untitled Goose Game.
Seriously?
Ooh, we're playing Untitled Goose
God.
Game?
Yeah.
Okay,
Been
shit,
dying
you're
to
picking
play this.
That's on Game Club.
Yeah.
Or not Game Club, Game Pass.
Game
It's
Pass,
going to
yeah.
be on the Game Club.
It is good.
But it is on Game Pass as well, so that's cool. Awesome. Alright, well, we're going to be playing Untitled Goose Game for our next episode of the Jump Up Supercast Game Club. Peace was never an option. Thanks for joining us, and as always, I want to thank Gills and Noah for playing games, joining me here. And even more importantly, I want to thank you guys for listening. Go out there, play some games, try to have sex with alien women with consent, wash your hands. Actually, if you're going to have sex with an alien woman, wait until COVID-19 is done. You don't want to pass it on to them.
Well, maybe they can't get it.
Maybe they can't. That's true. A lot of animals can't. So, but find out if they can first.
Yeah, calling women animals. Sex is crazy.
Oh my god. All right. We're ending the episode. It could have been a man alien too. You don't know. But anyway, go out there, play some video games, have fun, be nice, wash your hands, stay safe, and just be awesome. Thanks.